today we're going to go ahead and get started in our child's pose. So I'll meet you there. Let that forehead come down. You start to breathe into your back. And take some time wiggling yourself nice and low. Before we even start to move, we want to connect with this moment. And allow all of your awareness to condense inward right here. Notice everything about what's happening with your body, but also your immediate environment. Soak up all those details. Little sounds and vibrations all around you. Let them all in. Really connecting with your senses is such a great way to just ground yourself in the moment and feel harmony with what is. So what a great place to start a practice from. Let the breath be big in. Puffing open the lungs, the back, the belly. Let the exhales be so complete. Everything gets cleaned and washed out. Allow your face to relax with each breath. Notice if there's tension in the jaw. Maybe some little place in the back of the neck. You can allow the shoulders to kind of drip away from each other. One more big, beautiful breath, just grounding in this moment. Take in as much air as you can and then hold it at the top. Sip in a little more, and hold. Now let's exhale completely. More, hold. Relax and let your breath come back to something more normal. Notice how you feel after intentional breathing. Okay, we're going to start to activate this shape. Go ahead and reach your hands away from you and give the floor a good push down. So gripping into your strong arms. We're going to pull up to a hands and knees shape. Okay. And at the same time, allow your spine to arch or extend, looking forward, like your nose and your tailbone wanted to point up. Okay, cow pose. You know this one. With your exhale, bring it back to a child's pose, just where you were before. Spinal flexion, tailbone, and your nose are pointing down. We'll try it again. Inhale, pull yourself up, cow pose. Extend, stretch, open in front. Exhale, child's pose. Stretching open your back. Let's let that be one of our little warm-up mini flows. So take a few rounds just on your own natural rhythm. Maybe your eyes are closed. You're not worried about how many or how fast, just how it feels. Inhaling, opening up in front. Exhaling, close up the front of your body. Feel the shoulders and hips waking up, not to mention that whole spine and torso. 2 more, okay? Very gentle, just moving with the breath. 1 more. Okay, come on up to a cow pose. And then let's hold this shape for a moment, okay? So in your same little hands and knees, you're pulling that heart forward and through, lifting the the sternum as you draw the shoulder blades back away from the ears. Okay, one more big breath in your cow pose. Go ahead and tuck your toes here. As you exhale, push the floor away, lift your hips. Your first downward facing dog shape. We won't be here long. We're gonna mix this into a little mini flow again. So drop your knees as you inhale. Remember the cow shape. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Let's do that a few times. Inhale, cow, looking up and forward, pulling. Exhale, push, downward facing dog. Okay, keep it going. Inhale at that natural rhythm, whatever feels natural for your breath. Okay, remember to fit the breath around the movement and the breath, not rushing each other. Next time you come up to your downward facing dog, let's hold there and pedal out the shape a little bit. So hold it here, hang your head, shake it, roll the shoulders in all the directions with the shoulder rolls, just kind of warming up that upper body. Okay, in the lower body, let's do some marching. Your heels may not touch the mat today or ever, and that's fine, no one cares. If those heels touch the mat, what we care about is getting that big stretch in the backs of the legs. So make sure it feels good. The heels move down. Doesn't matter if they touch. Okay, find your downward facing dog shape. We're going to start to flow and get a little warmer and more dynamic. So feel free to take breaks and modify as you need. Go ahead and move your heart forward and find a plank shape. Okay, remember that your plank shape is anything with your shoulders over your wrists and your strong belly lifting up. You could have 1 or 2 knees down or no knees. Okay, yogi's choice. As you're ready, walk towards your hands. Take a little walk. Take a fold at the top of your space, your mat, wherever you are. Bend your knees, grab your elbows. Maybe we're going to swing. Giving the upper body a chance to just hang. Let your neck be soft. Let your head fall off. And then we're also getting that great back of the leg stretch, back of the body. So bend those knees generously, letting the heart hang down by your knees. That's what you're looking for, okay? As you're ready, let's roll up for the first time. Square your feet off underneath you, push down into them. We're gonna stack it up, 1 vertebra at a time. Okay, when you stand up, reach up, look up, see if you can see up between your thumbs. Then with your exhale, we're gonna roll it all the way back down. You can bend your knees generously. Those palms come to the floor, okay? Let's step it back to your plank shape. Knees up or down. As you lower yourself halfway for a little tiny push-up challenge, press it back up to plank. Inhale. Now with your exhale, all the way down to the floor. Okay, we're just building a really slow flow here. Let's take a few cobra shapes here, lifting the heart up and open, and exhaling, roll it down. Just like that, hands under shoulders, inhale, heart rolls up. Think of pulling back on your hands. Exhale, heart rolls down. Squeezing those elbows in. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, it doesn't matter how high your heart goes, even a gentle lift can be really effective. So take like 3 more, whatever feels natural. Close your eyes, draw the shoulder blades down the back. 2 more. Using your back strength, just warming it up. Now take 1 more and hold it here. I want to really zoom in on this back strength moment. So your hands are under your shoulders and you can keep them there if you feel like you need that support. But tiny challenge here, go ahead and lift those palms. Now your back is really holding you up, not your arms. Maybe lift your legs as well. Holding and breathing here or taking a break is all good either way. Okay, you can always drop hands, feet, whatever. But if you're still hovering here, keep that back of the body really strong and think of lifting the whole back body up. Nice breathing. You're going to feel all those tissues working. Let the work happen as long as there's no pain. One more big breath here. Maybe you lift a scotch higher. See if you could lower down with control. Nice work. Notice how your back feels. Okay, tuck your toes here. You can come up through hands and knees, or you can come up through a plank, and I'll meet you in a downward facing dog. Come on into your downward facing dog shape. And walk it out. Okay, so we built a really slow flow there. And now we'll run through it a little more dynamically, okay? More breath by breath, just to build some warmth and fluidity in the movement. So as you're ready, here we go. With an inhale, move that heart forward to a plank shape, just like before. Just like before, exhale and walk to your hands. Moving breath by breath now. Inhale, roll it up. Stretch open your front body. Look up. Exhale, roll it down. Fold. Bend those knees. Hang your head off. Palms are down. Inhale back to your plank. We're going to add in that little fun push-up, okay? Exhale, halfway down, tiny little yoga push-up. Inhale all the way up, plank. Now exhale all the way down to the floor. Just one cobra here. Tuck your elbows in. Inhale, pull that heart up and forward. And exhale, downward facing dog. You can use your knees or not to press it up. Take a few breaths here. Shake it off. Okay, we're going to do it one more time. Maybe a little faster. We'll see. Doesn't need to be fast to be good. Okay, but sometimes it's fun just to play. Inhaling here, find your plank. Exhale to your hands and fold. Inhale to roll it up, stretch open. Exhale, roll it down. Palms are down, inhale to your plank. Here's our push-up. Exhale, halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. One cobra shape. Inhale, pull it open. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, walk it off here, shake it off. Should be feeling a little warmer. Okay, so we can move a little bit more deeply into some of our postures. From your downward facing dog, let's get the right leg up. Okay, now if we needed to, we could drop to the left knee here if this tends to be kind of an exhausting position with the right leg up in a three-leg dog. But either way, with the left knee up or down, you're going to start to draw circles with that right foot, really big circles. Okay, take them all the way around, all the way to the right, as far forward as you can scrape the floor, and then all the way crossing over to the left, up, right, forward and down. So really work that range of motion in your right hip. Now let's reverse it. Same big circles. Working that hip joint, working the shoulders as they support all this movement. Very nice. Now I'm going to give you quite a challenge here. Next time your right leg points out to the right, think of it as perpendicular to your spine, perpendicular to your mat. Hold it right there and breathe. Yes, this is challenging, and we're only going to do it for 3 more breaths. So stay with it. Point that toe, maybe give yourself a little sass. Okay, 2 more breaths. Push the floor. Last breath. Okay, see if you can bend that right knee, pull it forward, step it outside your right hand, and find yourself in a lunge. Okay, you can have your fingertips under your shoulders if you need to, or palms down if that's okay. But let's rock it back and forth in this lunge a bit. Keeping in mind, the back knee can come down for extra support. Okay, come forward into your lunge and let your hips sink as low and kind of settle down as low as you like. Think of the back knee trying to lift away from the floor, especially if it's up, okay? You can also think of that back leg as really pushing down into the floor to deepen the stretch across the front of your left hip. Push the front leg, the right foot, down into the floor to increase the stretch
in the back of your right leg. So keep your lunge strong in your legs. We're gonna add a twist in the upper body, reaching the right hand up. Take a moment, pushing the floor down with your left hand and stretch open your front all across the chest. Okay, we're gonna add a little movement right here. So with your inhale, you're reaching up just like this. With your exhale, you're gonna reach that right arm all the way under your left. Reach nice and far, okay? Again, inhale, reaching up, spreading open. Exhale, reaching under. Great. Up and under. Now one more time, reaching up. And I just want to hold this twisty stretch for a few more breaths, okay? If you had your back knee down, maybe try picking it up here, okay? Either way, push the floor with all two of your legs and that bottom hand. Last breath. Let's come out with control. Drop the right hand under the right shoulder. Give a big push with this right leg up in the sky. See if you can send it up and out to a three-leg dog. Stretch open those legs. And then set that right foot down, downward facing dog. Okay, great. We're gonna go straight into the other side with that same hip circle. So ground into your right foot, get the left leg up, and we're gonna start to circle this left leg, making the biggest, tallest, widest circle you can. Okay, crossing over to the right side, lifting high. Really maximize this movement. Okay, always welcome to drop the right knee for more stability. You can just focus on the mobility rather than the strength. Now reverse this, really mobilizing that left hip. Okay, now here's our big challenge. Next time that left leg is pointing straight out to the left, hold it right there, okay? Everything else in your body is pushing the floor away, and that left leg is parallel to or perpendicular to your spine, perpendicular to your mat, is pointing out away from you, holding one more breath. You can do it. Great. Bend that left knee, pull it forward, and step that left foot outside your left hand. Find your lunge. So back knee can always come down. Right knee can come down. We're going to rock the hips back and forth a little bit. Okay, feeling out that lunge shape. Opening up the back of the left leg, big time, and the front of the right hip, big time. Rock forward into your lunge, and we'll start to kind of settle into it. Okay, pushing that floor with all of your legs. Really activating, okay, the musculature that we're using for stability in that lower body. And then when you feel your lunge shape really solid in your lower body, ground into your right hand, reach the left hand up. Okay, we're going to start to twist and move. So with your inhale, push the floor away, stretch open in front. With your exhale, reach that left hand under your right. Reach as far as you can. Inhale up. Second time, exhaling down. Okay, one more. Up. And down. Now we're going to reach up and hold for a few more breaths. Okay, push that floor. Strengthen the legs, let the twist be big. Let your breath be big in the twist. One more breath here. And bring that left hand down with control. Okay, can we send the left leg up and out behind in a three-leg dog? Expand it up and out. Reach that foot away from the bottom foot for a big stretch. And then set that foot down, downward facing dog. Welcome back. Okay, great work. If you need a child's pose break right now, please go ahead and take one. You might choose to stay in your child's pose break while I take us through a short vinyasa before we go back into that twisted lunge flow. So feel free to come along with me or take your rest. Either way, we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Here we go. With your inhale, heart moving forward to a plank. Same vinyasa as before. Maybe because you're warmer now, with your exhale, you add a little hop to your hands and walk the rest of the way. Folded. Inhaling here, roll yourself up, lift that heart. Cultivate a back bend as you spread open in front. Exhale, fold it. Okay, palms are down. Inhale back to your plank. Maybe you add a tiny hop there and step the rest of the way. We're gonna add our push-up in, yoga push-up. Exhale halfway down. Inhale all the way up to plank. Now exhale all the way down. One cobra on your inhale. Pull that heart up and open. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll take a few breaths here. Okay, if you were in child's pose while we were flowing, amazing. Always good to rest when you need it. Flow when you're ready. So we're all going to meet back in downward facing. We're going to go back in our lungey twist flow. So as you're ready from your downward facing dog, with your inhale, swing your right leg high. Don't worry, we won't do the hip circles that we did before. With your exhale, step the right knee forward, set that right foot outside your right hand. Okay, we're gonna twist the same way we did before. The right hand's gonna reach up. Hold here with me and keep breathing. I wanna put a little variation on this twisted lunge, okay? What if we just changed the feet here? What if we revolved on the right heel to point the right toes out to the right, the direction we're looking? What if we rolled onto the outer edge of the left foot? So it became kind of like a side plank leg on the left side. All the toes are now pointing out to the right. We can drop the hips nice and low here. I like to reach for the back of the mat. We can lift the hips nice and high. I like to rainbow that top hand over and reach past the front of the mat. Let's take a few like that. Drop low, reach back. Push high, reach forward. Inhale and exhale. How about 2 or 3 more on your own, just moving in a natural rhythm. Horizon lunge. Think of sweeping your hand across the curve of the whole horizon. Okay. Next time you come back through a more central shape, we're gonna ground the right hand underneath your right shoulder again, spin the right toes forward, spin back up on your left toes. Okay, we're ready to come out and expand into a 3-leg dog. So push up and open with that right leg extended high. Maybe we're adding a scorpion here. We can point that right knee up, point the toes to the left, and keep the shoulders and the tailbone moving back. Maybe a breath here. Feels good to open up the hip in scorpion. Okay, as you're ready, set that right foot down. Downward facing dog. Now let's do everything the same on the left. Inhaling, your left leg comes high, 3-leg dog. And then exhale, step the left foot forward, outside the left hand. Okay, finding that same lunge we did before, grounding the right hand, lift the left hand up, and stay in your twist. Okay, so same thing here. We're going to revolve the left toes to point out to the left, and revolve the right outer foot, the right outer edge of your right foot down to the floor. So all the toes now point out to the left. At this point, I'm going to spin around to face you, but we are still in the same place. Okay, horizon lunge. So as you're ready, drop nice and low. Keep the bottom shoulder strong, away from your ear. And now lift the hips nice and high. Sweep that rainbow overhead. Inhale when you're up. Exhale when you're down. Now take a few more. It's a strong movement, okay? So maybe just take it slow, take it easy. Maybe you just do 1 and then you rest, who knows? Okay, maybe do a couple more if you're doing several. Warming that bottom shoulder. One more. Okay, once you're down through a more central shape, drop that left hand underneath your shoulder. We're gonna spin the left heel, the left toes to point forward, spin back up on those right toes. Let's expand upward through a three-legged dog, left leg in the sky, okay? Let's bend that left knee, point the toes to the right, scorpion, open that hip. Make sure that tailbone is pointing back and the shoulders are moving back. Breathe here. Nice stretch in the legs. As you're ready, drop that top foot back in downward facing dog, okay? Take a moment here just to breathe. Maybe take a child's pose break. Who knows? Find your breath. Okay, same thing here while we go through this little in-between vinyasa before we add back onto our twisted lunge flow. Maybe you take this time to take a child's pose break. Just bring some gentleness into your practice, okay? Or come along. Here we go. We'll meet back in down dog either way. Inhaling here, find your plank. Maybe you're adding a little spice here by adding a hop as you exhale to your hands and fold. Okay, roll it up on your inhale. Big stretch in your front. Or look way up high. Exhale and fold it all the way back down. Palms are down here. Inhale back to your plank. Maybe there's a little hop. Okay, halfway down, push up. Exhale, halfway hover. Inhale, push all the way back up. Now all the way down, exhale. Squeeze those elbows in. Inhale for your cobra shape. Peel it open. Exhale for your downward facing dog. We'll meet here. Okay, walk it out. Shake it off. We're gonna go back into our twisted lunge flow. Add a little bit onto it, see what happens. Okay, from your Adho Mukha Svavasana, from your downward facing dog, let's get the right leg up in the sky. Big breath in, maybe look up between your hands to extend that spine a little bit. Let's try stepping through, okay? Exhale, this time step the right foot between your hands, okay? Inhale up into that spiraled lunge, okay? And now we're gonna turn all the toes out to the right, just like we practiced before. Drop the hips nice and low. Horizon lunge, big stretch across that left side. Okay, now here's your challenge. Stay here and breathe with me. Lift the hips just high enough that you can pick up that right foot and stack it on top of the left foot. Now, some folks would do great to drop the back knee and just keep one knee down. We're gonna hold the side plank, okay? So either way, hold your side plank, step that right foot back, hold and breathe. Again, I'll spin around and face you because I just wanna take a few breaths with you here in side plank, pushing that floor. Now you can drop a knee, you can lift the top leg if you want more spice. No matter where you are, keep breathing, pushing that floor. You can even drop to your bottom elbow in your side plank. What's most important is you're strong in your shoulder, your bottom shoulder, and you're lifting that side body away from the floor. One more breath. We're gonna try to come out the same way we came in, okay? So as you're ready, bend that top knee, that's the right knee. See if you could step the right foot forward at the front of your mat. Okay, the back foot will pivot onto the toe, hopefully, and you'll find yourself back in your twisted lunge. We made it, okay? Drop the right hand under your shoulder. Inhale here through three-leg dog, right leg up and over, maybe scorpion the hip, okay? Holding here, maybe scorpion feels so great that you're gonna allow the right toe to drop to the floor on the other side of your body, on the left, and find a flip dog, basically like a side plank with a toe, the right toe down behind you. One more breath, maybe opening that heart up to the ceiling in your flip dog or your wild thing. And as you're ready, come back down through your scorpion. And we're gonna set the right foot down on the floor, shake it off. We're gonna go into the left side now. Great work so far. So remember to modify. I throw a lot of options out at you guys. I like to have options, and I imagine you do too. But just remember, all my suggestions are just that. You take what you want, let the rest go. Here we go, on the left side, inhaling that left leg high. Now let's see if we could step between the hands here. A little challenge. Exhale, step through. Okay, inhale here, left hand up, finding your twisted lunge. Exhale, roll into the outer edge of each foot, horizon lunge. Now you have the option to drop the bottom knee, that would be the right knee. Okay, as you step the left foot out to a side plank. Okay, you could do this with the right leg in full side plank mode. You have options. Either way, I'll spin around to meet you as we hold in our side plank. Holding and breathing. Less spice, you drop the bottom knee. You want extra spice, you lift that top leg. You hover it, plug it into your core, and push the floor. And you know what to do with the corners of your mouth, my friends. Curl them upward in a smile. It'll make everything a little better, especially in side plank. Now remember that we're going to try to come out the way we came in. So save some energy for our controlled exit. As you're ready, bend that left knee, step the left foot forward at the front of your space. Hopefully you magically pivot into that twisted lunge. And we're coming out the way we came in. Drop the left hand under the shoulder, expand through three-leg dog. Find your scorpion with that left toe pointing to the right. Maybe stay here. Permission to stay in scorpion. Permission to explore, allowing that left toe to drop to the floor on the right. Essentially a side plank on the right side, yes. With the toe down behind you. You can lift the heart up and open maybe. Breathing here. In your flip dog shape. Okay, as you're ready, no rush, keep breathing. Flip yourself back around to a scorpion. If you left your scorpion. And then we'll all bring it back down to downward facing dog. Walk it out and shake it off. Nice work. Okay, again, this would be a great child's pose break if you need one. Otherwise, we're going to go through that same exact vinyasa. It should be very familiar by now. Here goes. Inhaling for plank. Exhaling to your hands. Fold. Inhale, roll all the way up to standing. Look up. Exhale all the way down to a fold. Palms are down. Inhale to your plank. Exhale halfway down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, nice. Here we are back in downward facing dog. We're going to start taking the energy level down a bit. First, I'm going to get you off of your wrists. I know that I've had you on your wrists a lot today. So step your right foot forward toward the front of your space so that you can turn yourself sideways. If you have a mat, you'll be sideways on your mat. If you don't have a mat, you can just be any kind of way that you like, okay? As long as your feet are wide and your toes turn slightly inward, okay? Not so much weight on your hands now. You can even tent up onto your fingertips. And I like to stretch out my wrist here by kind of pushing down on the top of one hand with the palm flipping up and kind of rolling around. Okay, kind of stretching open that wrist. That really worked. Maybe one hand is good. Maybe two hands is also good at a time. And we want to do the palm up, fingers pointing back at you. You can make a fist, stretch the fingers, make a fist. And then we want to flip the palm down a few times and peel one hand up at a time. So the more we work and use those wrists, the more we want to give them some really loving stretches and care. Okay, once you feel a bit stretched out in your wrists, we're going to start to bend the knees a little bit side to side. You can bring your hands back to normal, bend into one knee. Think of moving your hips not only to the side, but back. All right, as if you're trying to keep your spine from curving to the side. letting those legs stretch out a little bit. Okay, as you're ready, come back through your center shape, and maybe walk the feet a little closer. Okay, you're gonna let your head hang down as you walk your hands back, back, back between your feet. Okay, now you want to think of your elbows moving toward each other instead of away. So really draw those elbows inward. Okay, think of the shoulders moving away from your ears. Your neck becomes very long and very floppy, hanging like a rope. Let your head hang, let your heart rate come down. And of course, you're keeping a slight bend in your knees, maybe still extending one more than the other. We're just rewarding ourselves with a big stretch in the legs here. A big stretch in the back. Nice moment of rest. Okay, from here, walk those hands back up, out from between your feet, and we'll shimmy the feet toward each other, but maybe a bit wider than your hips. And this time, let's turn the toes slightly outward. And you're gonna start to bend your knees until you can come down into a squat. Now, everyone's knees and hips are different, and so everyone's squat will be a little different. So don't feel discouraged if your squat is a high squat today with your knees resting and with your elbows resting on your knees, okay? You can also take a rest with your hands on your knees, okay? But if you could, drop your hips nice and low, and you're gonna use your elbows between your knees, if you have them free, to kind of press the knees apart. So take some time. Sometimes you have to make little adjustments with where your feet are. Do all that if you have time. But once you're in your squat, it's so effective for us to just kind of spend some time here. So I want to give you a few breaths just to be in your squat. You can close your eyes. You can support yourself with your hands on the floor if you want. But do this for me. Do your best to push the heels down and not only contact the floor with the heels, but actively give a little push down in the legs. Okay, that's going to activate this stretch and make it so much more effective than it would be if we just kind of sat in here passively. Be active in your squat. Push the floor and breathe for just a few more moments. Notice where you're holding tension in this posture. Where can you melt a little bit? How about one more lovely breath in this twist? Sorry, in this squat. We're twisting next. Okay, the hint. As you're ready, see if you could, with control, maybe reaching your hands forward. Okay, let the hips come down. Swing your feet out in front of you and find a nice little boat pose. So remember, your boat can have feet down for extra support or feet up for extra spice, but no matter what, your spine is very long and supported from the inside by your strong core and belly muscles. If you can, free up your hands and put them together. We're going to twist, look over one shoulder, and tap the floor with all your fingertips. Okay, using your core strength, back through center. Other side, tap the floor. Through center as you inhale, twist as you exhale. We're working your core a little bit at the end of this practice. Inhale through center, exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll do 3 more on each side. 3 and 3. Long spine. 2 and 2. Last one. Now hold whatever side you twist to next. Hold. Open your arms wide. Look back at your backhand. Breathe. Nice. One more breath. Through center. Other side. Hold and breathe. Arms wide, looking back. Long spine. Good. Back through center now. Okay, the challenge is going to continue in your boat pose. So feel free to drop your feet or grab your knees at any time. Okay, we're gonna roll down to the low back. Just your low back is down on the floor. Your shoulder blades and your arms are still lifted. Okay, now use your exhale to come back up to your boat. We're gonna do it again. Inhale to low boat, roll that low back down. Exhale to full boat. Good, inhale, half boat. Exhale, full boat. 3 more. 3, inhale, and exhale. 2 more, inhale, and exhale. Last one, inhale, and exhale. Nice. Drop those feet to the floor here. See if you can use that same core strength to roll yourself down in slow motion to the floor. Okay, once you land, take the feet in close to you. You can walk them close towards your hips and take some windshield wipers. Okay, shaking out the hips, shaking out the low back. Okay, next time those knees point up, settle in a little bit, walk the feet nice and close to you. We're going to do a little bit of work in your glutes, okay? So maybe a little challenging, but definitely worth the challenge to kind of push through. Unless you feel any pain, just try to push through the challenge, okay? So let's get those hips up in the air, and we'll just do a few up and down bridges, and drop your hips down low. Just starting to move that spine like a snake. Inhale, snaky spine rolls up. Exhale, snaky spine rolls down. Really controlling those vertebral movements up and down. Take a few more, just running through the movement. Keep a little squeeze between your knees, okay? And keep your nose pointing up. And then we're ready to come up and hold. So come on up and hold. Now, if you need a break, you're just going to take a break and drop your hips. But if everything's great, pick up your right foot and point your right toe at the front of your space, okay? You're going to point it up at the ceiling and at the front of your space, and up and at the front of your space. We're going to do 8 more. Keep breathing. 7, 6, push the floor with your arms. 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay lifted. 1, okay, keep your hips up. Point that right toe at the front of your space. Now swing the right leg out to the right. Point at the front of your space, to the right. It's challenging, you can do it. Let's do 8 more. Front, 7, front, 6, 5, keep that leg nice and low, okay? I know this is challenging. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to center. Point that leg straight up at the sky. Just 1 more set. Hips down, hips up. Keep that leg up, down, and up. 8 more. 8, 7. You could do this with 2 feet down if you wanted. 6, 5. Left leg is burning. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down, all the way down with your hips. Come down with your feet. Windshield wiper those legs and those hips out. Great work, okay? Kind of a big challenge, all on one side. We really burned it. Okay, we really burned through it. Now let's go ahead and do the other side. Taking those breaks, modifying when you need it. Okay, bring those feet back to normal bridge shape. This time we're just gonna lift a few times up and down into bridge. So bridge up, bridge down. Okay, working that snaky spine up Snaky spine down. Now one more time, come up and hold it here. Here we go. This time the left leg points at the front of your space. Point it up and forward. Keep those hips nice and high. 9, 8, always looking up. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that leg back to its low hover, parallel to the ground. Take it out to the left, back to the center, left, and center. Let's do 8 more. Center, left, 7, left, 6, swing, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold strong at center. Point that left toe up at the ceiling. Tap the hips down and up. 9 and up. Oh, that right leg is burning. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hips down, feet down. Swing it out, shake it out with some windshield wipers. Great work. Okay, some nice glute work, core work. Great for your lower body. Let's get all the legs up in the air here. Circle the ankles out. I like to do circles in both directions. Okay, getting the ankles happy. Let's do figure 8s in one direction for a few rounds and then switch directions through figure 8s. Get some nice ankle pops. Okay, let's point and flex the ankles. Point, flex. Okay, now bend both your knees, cross right knee over left, maybe right ankle behind left, maybe not, okay? Either way, give the legs a squeeze towards your chest, okay? A bit tight quarters here with the legs crossed, but just try it. See if you get a nice stretch. Take a breath or two. Okay, keep the legs crossed, but just release your hands into cactus arms. We're gonna twist the legs over to the left. So you might need to scoot your hips to the right. Looking to the right, those knees drop over to the left. Maybe the left hand over there gives the knees a little extra encouragement downward. Nice breathing in this big twist. Big inhales. Big exhales. Really letting yourself cool down and ease down from the excitement and dynamic energy of your practice. Now we're balancing that yang, that active, hot energy with some cooling yin, slow energy. One more breath in your cooling, recalibrating twist, smooshing that right shoulder to the floor. Okay, bring your twisted legs back through center, untangle them in the air, shake everything out. Maybe a few ankle movements that you like. Okay, and now we're just gonna do the other side. So now the left knee crosses over the right, maybe ankle 2. Okay, crosses under. And then we wanna scooch the hips a little to the left so that the knees drop easily to the right. And the right hand can encourage them to drop a little more, but you do want to make sure as you look over to the left that you're mooshing that left shoulder blade to the floor. Everything between the left shoulder and the left hip is getting stretched open.
Nice breath here. Should be noticing your body's a lot cooler. Breath is a lot slower. As you're ready, bring those knees back through center. Okay, and because I forgot to do it on this side, before you uncross them, give them a little squeeze towards your chest. Okay, see how it feels? It feels tight and limited, but just get a nice stretch across the outer hip here. Okay, as you're ready, again, untangle all your legs up in the air, circle them out. And then if your hands come down by your hips here, palms on the floor, you can give a little press down into your hands, kind of using your upper body strength. Extend your legs as much as feels comfortable. And we're going to lower the legs in extreme slow motion. So hook each leg into your core strength. Use your core strength to lower them really slowly. Okay, so there's going to be a really challenging part where you're going to be so tempted to just drop them. But I want you to stay in control. Lower the legs even more slowly as you near the ground. Reach out through the heels. Make it last. Once you land, let yourself completely relax. Your last effort is just to get yourself down to the floor. And then we can flop the palms and the feet up and out. Release all sense of doing, all sense of judging, fixing, producing. Let all of that go and just be right now. Only being. Let that be enough. By allowing yourself to really dive in and just be present in this moment. You have an even more meaningful and deep connection to all things in the past and all things in the future. This is the only place where they intersect, right here in the present. So this is where we're always training ourselves to be, right here, right now. Noticing what's real, what is true, what you feel. Let all tension melt out of your jaw. Let all tension melt out of your bones. Allow your atoms that make up your cells to drift apart. And let yourself become diffuse, like a cloud of space dust.
And please keep resting just like this for as long as you can today. But this is where I'll leave you for our practice today. Thank you so much for practicing with me.